Get more on this now with Tess Van de Graaf, who joins us live from Ghent in Belgium. He's an energy fellow at the Brussels Institute for Geopolitics and an associate professor of global energy politics at Ghent University. Tess, thank you very much for your time, for speaking to us here at TRT World. Now, we've been speaking there about the Iranian retaliatory strikes. They appear to be very much underway already, it would seem, in the Gulf region, in Qatar, Oman, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, with energy facilities apparently the target yet again. What sort of impact are we looking at here to an already volatile energy crisis?
Well, obviously, the escalation that we saw today is very worrying for global energy markets. You saw from the initial 2 weeks of conflict that there was some restraint on both sides in terms of targeting energy infrastructure. Yes, Iran has hit several tankers, has also hit some energy infrastructure, but has not lashed out directly at oil fields, gas fields, and major pieces of gas infrastructure like the Ras Laffan liquefaction plant in Qatar. And, you know, the other way around, you also saw, for instance, the US carrying out a major strike on Kark Island, which is a key point to which normally 90% of Iran's oil is exported. But they were very cautious. They only targeted military targets and not the oil infrastructure itself. This has now changed with Israel's attack on South Pars. And I think the gloves are now coming off on both sides. And obviously, we already see Iran lashing out at energy infrastructure in the region. It has actually put out a list of potential targets in various countries, from Saudi Arabia to Qatar to the UAE. And for energy markets, this is very spooky because it means that we will have potentially long-lasting damage, that even if the Strait of Hormuz would reopen, you cannot see the flows going back to pre-war levels because you will need to repair the damages first.
And Tess, I did want to ask you about this South Pars gas field in particular. It's part of the world's largest natural gas field, with both Qatar and Iran operating facilities in the area. Now, Israel has said that the US was aware of this strike. Have Israel and the US once again underestimated Iran and its retaliatory capabilities here? What are we looking at with regards to the long-term impact on energy and oil?
Yeah, so the South Pars gas field is indeed the largest in the world, the largest conventional gas field in the world. And both Iran and Qatar are extracting gas from what is basically the same reservoir. Now, in the case of Iran's gas exports, these are mainly gas production. This is mainly used for domestic purposes. So the impact immediately will be felt in Iran's both gas and electricity markets. There are some gas exports to Turkey, Armenia, but they are quite limited in terms of volume. But obviously, what is worrying is the retaliation that we are already seeing now, that Iran is targeting energy facilities in the Gulf region. There has been a report that there is already a fire at the Ras Laffan LNG plant, which alone supplies about 20% of global LNG supplies. And if that is the case, and if the damage is severe, then we are looking at a very long, potentially very long impact on gas markets, LNG markets, which will be felt in gas markets around the world. So yeah, this is a major escalation, I would say. And I think, you know, what we've seen, because these are very recent events, oil prices have shot up to $109 a barrel. Gas prices in Europe have also increased after hearing the news that these strikes and retaliation has been carrying out. And we will still need to see and wait, you know, the extent to which the Iranian drones and missiles succeed in getting through the air defense systems in the Gulf region. That is now what everyone is watching in the energy world.
When it comes to damage control, knowing that these energy facilities, this energy infrastructure is being targeted and will continue to be targeted. What options do these Gulf nations have when it comes to damage control? What can they do?
Well, obviously, they try to shoot down as many missiles and drones that are targeted at them. But what I also find striking is that they lashed out against Israel and condemned the attacks that Israel carried out on the South Pars gas field. So they know that a red line has been crossed. They also anticipated this series of retaliatory strikes that Iran is now carrying out. And frankly, anybody watching the energy market knew that this was about to happen. So, yeah, I think this is also, in a way, bad news for Israel and the US, because they are losing goodwill among the Gulf states, which have already become collateral damage in a conflict that they did not choose to be a part of. But, you know, when it came to the Strait of Hormuz, we were just talking about a logistical issue. There was no traffic, no tankers passing by, except for a handful of Iranian tankers that had safe passage through the straits. But the logistical issue, you can solve that pretty soon, as long as your infrastructure remains untouched. And now this is beginning to change. And, you know, there are so many major oil and gas fields and installations and refineries and ports and facilities in the region that, you know, there's so many targets that Iran could aim for. And there's always the risk that, you know, air defense systems are overloaded and that a drone or a missile gets through and then damage is done. We have to wait and see what damage Iran is able to inflict upon those neighboring countries and upon the energy infrastructure. But for sure, this is a very worrisome development for both oil and gas markets.
Yet another one. Tess, thank you very much. Really appreciate your time and your analysis there.